What up? Hot Takes Tony. Got my Verners. Shout out to Verners. They are not a sponsor, but you know, they make an upset tummy feel good. So shout out to them. You know, I'd love them to be a sponsor one day, but as of now, I'll just take the tasty pop. The tasty pop. Alright, so let's fucking get to it, motherfuckers. Okay. So, gonna talk about a couple things right here. Hot Takes Tony. Let's get right into it. First and foremost, because shit is fucking going down in the Trump White House. A new fucking department is getting the axe every fucking 5 seconds. And don't get me wrong, right? Because like the US AID, whatever, that can get the fuck out of here anyway. I don't really see any benefit to any of that shit that was going on. So cool, that's fine. In terms of, you know, him eliminating 50,000 FAA air traffic controllers or whatever the fuck the number is, turns out not a great idea, right? I mean, there's been like a plane crash every day for the past week, so that's cool. Probably not getting on a plane for the next 4 years. So that is stupid. Probably don't do that. Probably don't defund the department that keeps planes safe, because, you know, it's already a crazy thing to be in a plane, right? You're fucking, you know, 50,000 feet in the air in a tin can, and anything can go wrong. Somehow, you know, you make it to your destination safely despite, you know, bending the laws of physics to keep you in the air. So, you know, again, that is a stupid policy, I would say. So now Elon Musk is getting into Medicare, Social Security, it looks like, as of today. So that's great. You know, the things that keep our seniors alive, keep them housed, you know, for the people who, you know, aren't able to work, you know, are retired, you know, those things. Let's just get rid of those, right? Stupid. However, my focus, because this shit's already going down, right? A lot of people would have predicted this. I actually had a lot of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Better expectations for Trump. I actually was giving Trump a lot of grace, because I felt like his first term, he did genuinely try to work with the left, work with Democrats, work across the aisle. And I know I'll get shit for saying this probably from people on the left, but, you know, when you look at things like the First Step Act, for example, there's no way in hell any Republican would have ever passed that. You know, and Trump too, which is what I'm calling him now, definitely wouldn't have passed that, because it basically let a bunch of people in prison out because they were in there for drug crimes, which they should have never been in there in the first place for. So that was a very liberal left-wing thing that he passed. He also, you know, increased the funding to black colleges to the highest number it's ever been funded. Again, something a Republican has never done before and probably wouldn't do. And again, Trump too wouldn't do that shit either. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of things. There's a few things, maybe not a lot. There's a few that I feel like in his first term, he was genuinely trying to work with people. And, you know, he was getting attacked from the left and from Democrats constantly, no matter what he was doing. That unfortunately, you know, set up a bad feedback loop where he was probably like, no matter what I do, these people, you know, are attacking me, so I might as well as be the bad guy. And that's not a good attitude to have. I mean, if you're going to be a leader, especially a leader of like a gigantic country, you got to be able to take it on the chin, you know what I mean? Even if people hate you, you still have to have the capacity to do the right thing. So he was doing that in the first term, and I gave him credit in the first term. I don't have any TikToks from them or any, I don't know how much of an online presence doing like podcasts and shit I had then, but I would give him credits on some of those things. I thought, tariffs, I've always supported tariffs when necessary. I supported that because that can help the working class. So he seemed to be a little more on the pro-union side in the first term. So he was able to really sell himself as a pro-working class candidate running into his second term. And I think that's why he ended up getting the popular vote and just, running the board, so to speak, in this most recent election. But Trump 2 is not Trump 1. Trump 2 has been wanting to gut everything, wanting to take, penalizing criminals in this country to such an extreme level, sending American prisoners to fucking whatever the fucking country is. I don't know. I can't think of it right now, but in a different fucking country. Where like the prisons are super hardcore, and then, they're going to be doing labor for, for that country. So that's just, that's insane. That's insanity. Say what you want about criminals. They are human beings. Again, I'm pro-death penalty, right? We've talked about this before. So if you've if you've murdered someone in cold blood, if you've, R-worded somebody, it's, anything like that, then I have no sympathy for you. But it seems like a lot of times in prison, you're going in there for like drug crimes, which for the most part are victimless crimes. So anyway, nonetheless, getting into it, and holy shit, it's fucking 7. See, this is what happens. I get off on a goddamn tangent and, start going. And the main thing that I wanted to fucking talk about, it's fucking too late because it's close to 10 minutes, goddammit. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to stop this, and then we're going to make another one. So, maybe we'll get 2 Hot Take Tonys. Or you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Because there's YouTube and there's TikTok. So YouTube will have 1 full episode. This will be episode 3 of Hot Take Tony. I'm figuring this shit out, right? I think predominantly my focus is TikTok, but TikTok you can only upload 10 minutes to. So, that's where we're focused on. So I'll continue on. Anyway, going forward, what I really wanted to talk about was Democrats running in 2026 and definitely 2028. So if you are going to be running on the Democratic Party, the platform of the Democratic Party at this point, and these are not, up for debate. This is not like, oh, we'll try to do this. This needs to be what you are running on. Universal health care, universal basic income, universal housing. You need to be running on these things. These need to be the priority platforms. You need to run on these things because the fucking tech oligarchs are, are creating AI to replace American jobs. And there's not going to be jobs for Americans. So you can have this fucking pull yourself up by your bootstraps attitude if you want to. But if there's no jobs for people and you've taken their jobs away, what, do they just starve? Do you want them to starve, or do you want them to fucking turn into Luigi? I mean, you pick, right? Because people are going to figure it out one way or another. They're going to get what they need to get to survive. So if you're not going to have jobs for them to work and contribute to society, there needs to be something to supplement that. And that's where universal basic income comes in. And again, American citizens, there should be no homeless American citizens. So this is where I'm at with it. These are the things you need to run on. Very pro-union. You need to support unions at all cost. And that's, those have to be the bare minimum. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to get those things done. I understand that you have to, politics is a hard game. You have to work across the aisle a lot, but you need to at least have those policies going in. You can't go in making compromise. There is no compromises anymore. We're done with fucking compromises. There's absolutely, the days of compromises are done. The days of Bill Clinton and Barack Obama working across the aisle, that's done. Manners in politics is done. Fuck them, fuck you, die slow, suck my dick. These are the politics of today, and this is how I feel. You want to defund the FAA and there's a bunch of fucking plane crashes, go fucking kill yourself. You want to defund education and you want to say, oh, well, if kids can't afford to go to school, they shouldn't go. Kill yourself. You want your fellow American citizens, brothers and sisters, starving on the street. Kill yourself. That's what my new policy position is. Those are my politics. You don't deserve to be alive. Fuck you. We're gonna fucking take this shit back by any means necessary. This needs to be the mindset of the left right now. We need to go back to the days of the Black Panthers and the Weather Underground and really be about fucking business. Standing on business. Standing on the steps of the Capitol. Armed and dangerous, bro. So that's where we need to be. And we can't do anything less because that's the only way shit gets done in this country. That's why Republicans are so afraid of people on the right and they do right-wing things. Because people on the right, like the MAGA crowd, they showed up to the Capitol. They busted in that bitch. And they showed them they mean business. We got to do the same. We have to be about that business. We have to be about that fight. And that just has to be like, our stance. We cannot no longer be the political ideology of compromise. Compromise has gotten us nowhere, has ruined all the ground that the originators of the labor movement, the progressive movement in the early 1900s have fought for and died for. If you look into the labor wars, all the union strikes of the early 1900s, motherfuckers were dying, bro. Motherfuckers were fighting. It was violent, but they had to do that to get things like we have, like what the standards became. Labor Day. Labor Day is, a lot of people don't even fucking know what Labor Day is. Oh, it's another holiday. Some people think it's like a military thing. No, motherfucker, it's there because of the labor movement. It's there because of unions that fought for your ass to have, a decent, halfway decent work life. So motherfuckers can't work you for 24 hours and pay you fucking pennies on the dollar. Why you have a weekend. Not everybody, some people work weekends, but, if you work more than 40 hours, they got to pay you overtime. They got to pay you overtime because of unions. This is why. These policies exist because of them. So, we have to be about that business. We have to recognize that shit. And if you're a Democrat, if you're running for the Democratic Party in 2026 and definitely 2028, you have to run on these things. This has to be your attitude. I don't want a gentleman. I don't want someone who's nice. I want you to be ruthless, bro. I want you to just be like, I fucking hate you. You don't like what I'm doing? Go die, motherfucker. That's where I'm at. That's how politics is now. And so we have to have that same mindset. Sounds brutal, but this is how it has to be. This is how it was in the early 1900s. The labor movement was not peaceful. And the Black Panthers, the Weather Underground, when you go into the 1960s, they seemed violent and they're villainized in history, but they are the reason why the Vietnam War ended. They are the reason for all the policies that were passed by LBJ that actually increased, education and programs that benefited American citizens. So that's how we have to be if we expect any change. Period, point blank. That is what American First is. It's actually caring about your fellow Americans and believing in policies that benefit your fellow Americans. It's not about cutting programs that benefit them. It's not about taking their benefits away as American citizens and sending the fucking money to Israel. Crazy, yeah, we fucking cut all foreign aid except Israel. And now fucking, Donald Trump is pulling out chairs and giving back massages to Netanyahu. It's fucking ridiculous. And this whole, we're going to buy Gaza. On top of buying Greenland, on top of buying Canada, on top of buying the Panama Canal, while we're talking about gutting education, gutting Medicaid, gutting the FAA, gutting things that actually keep Americans safe, bro, that actually benefit Americans, but you're gonna fucking send our money to Israel, bro, or other countries. We can't be responsible for the undocumented immigrants that are here. That's why we're sending them. We can't afford them to be here, right? But we're going to take on the responsibility of a bunch of other foreign countries and be responsible for their citizens. Stupid. So that's my spiel. That's where things need to be. And this is Hot Takes Tony, episode 3. Peace and love.